Welcome back, everybody, to the Gears Esports Fall Major. I'm Fallout, joined alongside Ryan and Toby this time for the desk as we're getting ready for our losers bracket final. We got the Kansas City Pioneers in the grand final waiting to play against the winner of the Pittsburgh Knights. And, of course, the squad that just got a little bit bopped by them, it's Rise. Down 0-3, down in the dumps. Now, that's my first question, Ryan. Do you think Rise has what it takes to be able to dig deep and claw back here?
I do think they have the ability. Obviously, this is a team full of veterans. These are guys who have won events before. These are guys who know how to kind of bounce back from a loss. That being said, losing is not fun. Losing in that fashion is not fun. And then playing directly after you lose in that fashion is even less fun. So I do think, like you said, they're going to have to dig deep. They're going to have to absolutely bounce back, have that short-term memory, because if they start to get tilted, start to get down on each other, start to argue, things can spiral out of control really fast.
Yeah, that's right. On the flip side, you got a Pittsburgh Knights squad that just won a dramatic game number 5 against a very good Noble squad. So you got to think they're feeling good, Toby.
Oh, absolutely. They're on top of the moon right now. I think they are super, super happy with themselves this major, especially after a very disappointing Pro League. And of course, I've been talking about Pro League stats the whole weekend. I've thrown them all out now. This is like a completely different team. This is the major team that we remember that knocked out E United last major, of course, with some incredible performances. PK were formerly known as an awesome execution team. Not only have they not really been performing well in that mode in the Pro League, but hey, today, or rather this event in general, they're performing amazing in that, but even beat Noble on Vasgar Escalation earlier, which I was shocked about in particular too, given how good Noble are at that. So hey, PK, a completely different team today. I think they have great potential to go even further.
Yeah. Well, let's take a quick look at these rosters here on both sides. And you guys already know them. You love them. The Pittsburgh Knights, first and foremost. And then, of course, we'll take a look after that at the Rise squad. And, of course, this roster with the Pittsburgh Knights, very interesting. A replacement of Summons for no kind of apparent or great reason. Someone's just performing well. He was kind of a great player on this team. We don't really know why, but Chaoz joins this squad. Chaoz, an individual, has been doing it for a long time from Puerto Rico. We got Monkyz, Dezo, and Raver to round out this team. Monkyz and Raver, the big slayers to the squad. Dezo, power weapon player, and X Factor. On the flip side, let's take a look at the Rise squad. On the side of Rise, we got DeToX replacing Franchise on this team. Franchise retires right when Execution gets re-added back to Gears, by the way. Suspect. Rushiez, Avexys, and Icy to round out this full team here. Icy, a player that plays with his heart on his sleeve, absolutely does, as we, of course, have this full squad that just got 3-0 by KCP, but absolutely has what it takes, has the skill to be able to perform. And, Toby, you talked about stats earlier. I think we have our stats graphic ready, and it's going to be an interesting one because, thank goodness, we're pulling stats from the championship, or from the major. We're not pulling stats from the Pro League because this one might look a little bit different here if there's otherwise. But Monkyz is looking great head-to-head against Rushiez Ribs. Or Ryan.
Yeah, no, of course. As always, we got another analyst in the rotation. I'm gonna give you a one event buffer, and then we're back on track. But no, of course, I mean, like you said, you can't say enough good things about Monkyz. He's a guy who's always going to find himself at the top of those leaderboards in all of those slaying departments. He's a guy who's always putting up numbers for this Pittsburgh Knights squad. You can see that KDA, you can see that damage per respawn, you can see how he's playing in the executions. I mean, the guy is truly doing it all this weekend. A big reason why this team is playing at the level they're playing at. On the flip side, of course, you have Rush, whose stats aren't quite as high, but of course he is playing alongside some high-flying slayers like DeToX, Avexys. Not, there's only so many kills to go around, but Rushiez is a player who has won events across multiple titles. He knows how to play when it matters most, and he's a guy that at any given point can also pop off for that 2-piece, 3-piece, 4-piece, whatever it may be.
Yeah, by the way, those Rushiez stats aren't bad. I mean, 1.67 KD, that much damage is insane. It just goes to show how dominant Monkyz is, because that's just the reality. It's crazy what Monkyz has to do and what he does on a daily basis. Respawn execution doesn't matter. He's arguably the best, in my opinion, one of the best players in Mexico and in LATAM. But I'm excited to kind of talk about the maps, though, because, of course, the map picks are ready. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Toby, walk me through them.
Let's take a look. Ritual Control. That's going to be an interesting matchup, isn't it? Almost like a rematch. And then we've got, of course, the Rise pick of Clocktower Execution. Formerly, they were the ones who started doing the really unorthodox strategies, of course, going for the nades down bottom and throwing loads of numbers down there. Vasgar Escalation for PK. We saw what PK did earlier to Noble on that, winning 5-4. That is huge for them. And, of course, it's more of the same, right? We've got District Control once more and Tomb last map too. Of course, that went to to the final round as well against Noble, 6-5 for PK. I think honestly that they're banking on their momentum right now for me. I'm not sure if you agree, Ryan, but these picks are very reminiscent of what we saw with Noble. In fact, 3 out of the maps, 3 out of the 5 are there, and they're in the same order: Clocktower, then Vasgar, then Tomb last map. I think this is a really good cycle for them.
Yeah, I do too. I think they're basically playing into the strengths of what's been working for them, today, last night, right? You see that Vasgar escalation. We've been seeing the Knights pick Harbor quite a bit throughout this tournament. And keep in mind, guys, this is now the 3rd time, I believe, that these teams are playing, right? They played in groups, they played in winners bracket, I believe, and now they're going to play once again. So there's a chance to kind of make some of those changes. Say, all right, the Harbor pick clearly isn't working, right? This is the 3rd time around. We were not able to really make that happen. They move over to Vasgar, a map they just beat a contender on. So this is definitely an interesting series. I'm with you, man. That game 5 Tomb execution could be insane. We just saw the Knights squeeze out an incredible match of Tomb. Des and I made, to me, the play of the game, that final round, to win that for the Knights. This is going to be a hell of a series, man. I can feel it. These two teams have been giving us bangers all weekend long. Both teams playing at a high level. You have one team, like you said, carrying some momentum. You have one team who really needs to pick back up the momentum. This is set to be just a true clash.
Yeah, well, you mentioned it. Rise won in groups, Rise won in winners bracket, and Rise is looking to maybe do it again. But this is a different PK team that's been grinding through the losers bracket, has gotten some good practice, and I hope it goes to game number 5, because that will be a fun Tomb execution, in my opinion, the best execution map. So it'll be a fun one to watch, that's for sure. And speaking of hoping it goes to game 5, making some predictions here, let's jump into predictions, because all of our brackets are pretty much washed at this point, as we have PK who've advanced through. I am personally going to take the Pittsburgh Knights to win this one in 5. I hope it goes to game 5. I think PK is going to clutch it out. I think they're going to win Vasgar map number 3, and that might be the difference maker. Ryan, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Rise. I mean, the reality is this is now the 3rd time these teams have played. Rise has won both matchups so far. So until, again, my standard, right? Until I'm proven otherwise, I'm going to continue to roll with what history has been telling me, which is that Rise is the favorable team in this matchup. We'll see how they bounce back. Like I said, I got a lot of faith in these guys, that they've been in enough of these tournaments that they're not going to let, one match in December all of a sudden change that.
Toby?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Ryan's points entirely, and I'm usually with the numbers. Pro League, I mean, the major so far, Rise have done a lot better than PK in the head-to-head, but no, I have to go with PK this time around. Honestly, the momentum, the map pool, I think everything is just pointing in the direction of them getting to that grand final. They have been a completely new team, and that's kind of how I viewed them throughout this major now. I've kind of completely forgotten about their performance during the Pro League. Instead, I'm just individual raw talent coming out from them, and I think they're going to take this one too.
All right, well, there you have it. And the two of us going with PK. Ryan divided, going with Rise. That's how we know. Right? And Latam Fools. That's surprising. That is surprising. Crazy. And that's actually the real reason I picked PK. I posted in the chat. I just want to manifest a Latam team in the final. Let's just be honest here. Yep. We got to see Latam versus America. We got to keep the dream alive and the opportunity alive for a Mexican team, a Latam team, to win a championship for the first time. Will it happen at the fall major? Will Pittsburgh Knights be able to do the unthinkable coming from the losers bracket? We will find out, because gameplay is ready. The Pittsburgh Knights versus Rise about to be live. We got Colin and PR to call the action.
Welcome back over to the caster side of things, ladies and gentlemen, and I am here with Jacob MVPR for a losers finals to see who will go up against the Pioneers, waiting in that grand finals with a 1-0 map count lead already sitting there. It's Rise coming off of a very debilitating, heartbreaking defeat from that 3-0, going up against the Pittsburgh Knights team. At this point, they're the Highlander. They will not die, and they're going to only be one.
Nah, they're looking like John Cena. It doesn't matter how many times that man gets injured. It doesn't matter how many times you take him out of the ring. As soon as his music hits, you know he is back and he's ready for that action. Exactly that, Colin. PK, they will not go down. They will not go out. And I said it watching that last matchup. I feel like the only team that can dethrone and start its own course of history right now, and it's PK. And it's not because of any of these individuals that have the controller in their hands right now. It's because they have the support of an entire region. If we were in Mexico City right now, I hope we're in a stadium with no roof, because then there would be structural damage the way people blow it off.
This is going to be an intense one, and you said it yourself. This is going to be one for the ages if the Knights can continue to come away with victories, continue to make a bloody trail through losers bracket, but they've got to go through a team in Rise had suffered one loss in Pro League, that spent up this time beating down everybody that didn't have a horse on their chest. Maybe animals are their kryptonite. There was a horse on the Pioneers who's beating them now. There's a lion on the Knights emblem. Oh, God in heaven, for Rise fans across the world, I hope it ain't animals, boy. I hope it ain't lions and tigers and bears and horses. Oh, my! We roll out of spawn on a ritual. First hill is going to be over there at the altar. Raver trying to take the front side of that hill, trying to get some damage out. He's going to get backed up by Monkyz coming on the flank. Now you see multiple players from Rise trying to rotate around the map, trying to get this last kill off. Monkyz will go down into 2v1. Rise will have control over the torque and over the first hill.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see that they're already shaking the cobwebs off. That was a tough match going against the Pioneers, and I said, if these two teams have such matching play styles, when one team gets heated up, it's hard to break that momentum because of how aggressive they play, how much they stagger the death, and that's exactly why you see Rise doing this. They allow Torquebo to just get loose. Rushiez anchoring one side. The help is on the way. They're still continuing to put out that DPS, and it's on the other side of the map, so at a moment's notice, as soon as Rushiez goes down, Avexys repositions because now there's nothing left over there.
Avexys will be looking for that Torquebo shot there. Won't be able to catch that one, but DeToX, he gets it down on a Dezo, forcing Pittsburgh Knights to wait for the retake here. DeToX, he'll be in a 3v1 situation, pulled up to the front side, but now 3 members of the Pittsburgh Knights will rotate into the hill. They can get 18 seconds left on this one if they want to, and then rotate over to that second point. Now you see Avexys actually going to be challenging Raver for a moment. Avexys goes with the roadie strafe. He's going to get taken down and get put out here. Now we will be rotating over to the top or bottom right-hand side of your map. It's top left from that last hill. Bottom right if you're looking at the mini-map. Chaoz, he has his flash in his hands, almost gets caught by DeToX there trying to rotate up. 2 big shots on, but there is the rotational flank on the respawn. And Rise, they've already got 2 downs. They're going to get 2 kills. They got 2 more to worry about to take over that hill.
Yep. And this is where the stagger begins to set in. PK has to sacrifice this time in order to make sure that they're able to play in towards their teamwork. And that was one of the shining things in their previous matchups. Not just one, but throughout the weekend. They're able to land streak for each other, back off for certain scenarios, not overstay their welcome, but now they need to get aggressive. But they have a chance. A player's getting flanked and sandwiched yet again. Raver goes down before the push even goes through. Everybody else has to funnel in. They have to try to start some chaos here to stop the points from being gained on the side of Rise, but nobody can get anything. No inch is being given by Rise, and Avexys gets a double kill. 2 consecutive hills for Rise as they look to disperse outward and set up for a third.
This is going to be a very difficult task of the Knights because they are only down by about 70 points, but no hill is safe, no lead is safe, as we have seen today. Rushiez hits that first up A, tries to get the second shot off before getting chunked out. Monkyz will take the one-hit quit onto him. Now Avexys trying to roll around. There's a part of me, Jacob, is there any reason that those guys with less than 15 seconds, less than 20 seconds would go ahead and just kind of sacrifice themselves off? It is indeed. I'm pretty sure those were sacrifices because they spawned on the opposite side of the map.
When the map is this big, like you see on Ritual, even though it's a lot of CQC fights, you have to be careful when you get those eliminations. I've been pointing it out ever since this map has been introduced. I've been pointing it out ever since Control has been in the game. If you die at the right time, you need to just shrug it off because you will likely be gained a better spawn. But the Pittsburgh Knights, they hold down 1, get an elimination onto Avexys. Point spread begins to happen, which is absolutely needed for Pittsburgh. They're down by a ton. Another down go on to DeToX, soon to be picked up here as they try to bleed that one out. Flash grenades from Rise is going to be countered by flashes from Pittsburgh. Raver has the Torquebo, wasting no time to connect on to Icy. Rushiez gets taken down by a frag, and Avexys soon to fall. Pittsburgh Knights finally heating up in this match.
And with 50 seconds left on this one, they can cut it down to about a 30-second timer. They can cut it down to about a 30-second point differential if they want to. We'll see what they do here as Chaoz is going to mount up at the 90-degree angle, looking for multiple members of Rise. He's making sure that nobody's going on the flank. Here comes Chaoz. He's going to go on a flank of his own. He's going to be on the backside of 2 different players. Now with third, gets 1 shot chunk, gets a second down on Icy. It was like nobody was watching the lane coming in from the front side of that hill, and it costs everybody their life. Rise, they will go back to respawn, and the Knights will be continuing their march to try to tie this up.
Yeah, and depending on how they want to pick up this next torque bow, they can disperse those around and have multiple torque bows to use. Splash damage, straight up connections. The choice is definitely theirs as Raver tries to lead this push towards the backside. He gets that elimination, and the stagger comes in. Dezo has the torque bow. Raver has an empty one as well. Hill's going to go to the top neutral portion of the map. And I do believe ever since they hit 97 on hill number 2, Pittsburgh Knights has stopped any point gain from Rise. Let's see if they can continue that trend. The hill rotates over. Another connection from Dezo as they begin to surge and put themselves onto the hill. A double from Dezo.
Now we see what Dezo can do here as he's gotten 2 kills with that bow. He's going to roll up and help his teammates here. 2 downs come through, 2 kills come through. They are in the hill, and they're continuing to chop away at this lead 1 second at a time, getting up to 80 to 108. They have made it from a 70-point differential to about 20 points now as these seconds continue to count up. Dezo just continuing to really rev that bow. It's a big threat, honestly, to just have it revving at any point in time.
Great run for Pittsburgh, only really allowing 11 points and 2 hills and whatever this one is as the points finally begin to go the way of the Rise squad. Chaoz just at least trying to slow him down. Flank comes in. That's why you see the hill is going to be contested. Monkyz and Chaoz work together to do it again. So up at this point, it's only 16 points gained by Rise to over 40 and counting from Pittsburgh. Back-to-back hills. So they're about a 100-point run to 16 for Rise. As long as Pittsburgh Knights can keep up this momentum, they will gain the lead.
See what they can do here with the cross coming from that mid-size. Rise really need to find a foothold again. They got to be able to settle in and get some better defensive stance here, because the Knights, like you said, I think you said the last time you checked in, it was like 90 points was the last time the Rise really were getting any points in their favor, and ever since then, the Knights have just been putting them on skates. Raver with another up A there will get a kill. Rise is inside of the hill, but it might be a 3v4 on the map right now.
Yeah, those first 2 hills were all Rise all the way, but since then it's been PK as they trying to inch themselves and kind of close the lead. Dezo goes for the torque, but did he burn it? He did burn that torque bow. It's just going to be a Lancer there on the ground. Avexys now has 2 people in front of him, and he's going to get taken down. Nothing for his reward as the Pittsburgh Knights, they're not even going to get that elimination right away. They're going to allow time for them to push forward with as much of an advantage as possible, but these narrow corridors could prove to be disastrous with the white place flashes, and that's going to allow them to fight back, but Icy gets taken out with 1 shot. DeToX just gets chucked and run through. Rushiez is going to fall. That's going to leave Avexys by himself, and the Pittsburgh Knights once again will surge and break through the defensive Rise in 2 consecutive hills.
Dezo is going to be hiding behind this pillar. The first line of the defense waiting for somebody to push up against him. Here comes the first flash. Now maybe a second, a third. He's going to have to back out as he's getting stunned out. 3 players rolling up. DeToX takes a shot over the back shoulder. Not going to be able to get that down. He'll get that kill. He'll get killed off, though. Chaoz with 1. Dezo with a second. Now 2 more people to worry about. Avexys will be backing up into that hill. Looking for somebody else to maybe push into this back. Let's see what Avexys can do here. He's throwing out nades. He's going to get lancered out from the side. Raver is just looking to try to clean up that kill. Icy playing all the way back in the spawn. Might get 3v1 back here. They're going to clean him up before they take over this next hill position. Rushiez and DeToX, the only ones alive. Avexys coming off of respawn here. Rushiez, beautiful little snub from the back cover corner. Got a shot off to get the down, and now he's going to be pushing up into this next position. He had the decap for a moment, but Dezo hits him with a wrap. Now rotating back, waiting for teammate help.
Perfect time. I told you the lead will be gained by Pittsburgh sooner or later, but Rise fights to take it back. Icy goes down. DeToX falls. Avexys usually finds himself the last one alive, trying to make something out of nothing. Only gets 1 elimination before he too falls. Pittsburgh Knights, particularly Monkyz, spreads out to try to stop the spawn from going through. Now my question is, did Rise see him get in that positioning? Because whoever that is, I want to say it's Rushiez, pushes up at the wrong time. He's going to get 2v1. He at least gets 1 for his efforts, but shut down immediately after Avexys gets the torque bow. Staggers down as much as possible on the side of Monkyz. Raver tries to flank a couple of players. He gets taken down, but you can notice this is so far away from the hill that he'll spawn back up and get near the hill if he wants to try and defend it, but everybody's now just hoping for a better spawn to try to disperse outward as the hills go back to the original hill at number 1.
See what Monkyz could do here is he has a little bit of help on the right-hand side, but a couple of downs are coming through. Avexys is going to go with the torque bow. He actually sacrifices his teammate to get some splash damage on Monkyz as well. And now they're going to be able to push against it. It's going to be a 2v1. Monkyz has to try to up-A at somebody, has to try to get one of these downs, but won't be able to get either one. Avexys rolls back. He has the down. He's going to pick up some ammo here, it looks like. Torque bow still switching around, just making sure he has the right weapon set before he moves on with his life. Raver will pick up the nades on the opposite side of the map. Avexys mounted up to the left side of this hill. He's going to be looking forward, looking for the respawns. I believe he saw somebody creep by that window. He's been marked out, though, and once he gets marked out, he kind of has to retreat. He can't hide. He can't sneak anybody. Icy's going to be there for the quick revive. 3 players are here in this area. Raver with 1 frag. Raver with a 2nd frag. Avexys has found 1 kill. Raver didn't find any with his grenades. Now we'll see if they can win the straight-up shotgun battle toward the backside of the altar. They up-A into the shotguns of Avexys, and I believe Rushiez right there next to him. Quick cleanup kills right there, and Rise, they're looking to tie it up.
Yeah, that was a much-needed breakthrough for Rise to start gaining these points because they only got 6 on that last hill. For Knights were beginning to pull ahead. Big elimination on a DeToX, but that's just going to be traded out. No forward progress for Pittsburgh Knights after that elimination, but it was going to be contested. They have another chance to at least stop Rise from catching up here. 17 points for separation. Raver goes down. Monkyz trying to save the day, but Chaoz is going to fall. Monkyz not there in time. He's forced to retreat and stay alive. And in the opposite direction of where this next hill is going to be, but Dezo gets the respawn. Dezo gets there just in time to at least get Raver in. Chaoz spawns outward, but at least him and Monkyz are going to reunite. We got 2 different duos on both teams working together, but a 3rd reinforcement also breaking off to try to keep this one going and swinging in their favor. Avexys, he has the torque bow. That could be disastrous, but both of his teammates go down. He even puts the torque bow in the back. He could fall, and he does. Torque bow's out of play. PK, this is your chance to gain the lead in a much bigger fashion.
2 or 3 kills coming through right now. Dezo, he'll be set up first in the hill, waiting the retake from Rise. He'll be here in this cubby. They're going to start garnering up points. Now a 5-second lead, only getting bigger, only getting better as each moment goes by for Pittsburgh Knights fans. Rushiez is down. He's going to pop off that flash, which will stun him out for just a moment, but Monkyz is going to let him bleed out on the ground. He's going to give himself the ability to make sure that that respawn is as long as it takes and gives them an even greater point lead in this hill. Rise understand the position they're in. They have to start pushing up now. They cannot continue to give away points over to the Knights. Here comes 3 players, 4 players, all in the same sector. 1 player's already down. They get a 2nd down and dead. Avexys will finally answer back with 1 frag grenade. DeToX with a double bounce, finds a 2nd. Icy tries to save his teammate, but he goes down. Monkyz, last man standing, king of the hill status right there, sitting inside of the hill. They will solidify the last 20 points or so and be down to just 40 seconds left.
Yeah, PK is doing a good job of staying at least a full hill ahead. 2 to 3 full, clean team fights ahead of Rise. And that's a much-needed answer back, too, from PK on that hill. Almost 52-0 on that last hill. Rise outscored Pittsburgh Knights to kind of keep this one or narrow it down as the Pittsburgh Knights once trailed in this matchup to start us off. So Pittsburgh Knights with a massive lead. You can already see everybody lined up on the side of Rise. We don't have any of those dummy deaths coming out of this one on the side of the Pittsburgh Knights. That's just because they were already fully set up. They won the team fight, and there's nobody left alive to get those eliminations. Raver gets the torque bow, and this is where the push is going to come in.
Raver with torque bow, 4 bolts in the quiver now. He's going to be able to put some splash damage at the other end of this cubby corner and proud to get some shots on, make sure nobody can sit there comfortably. Icy, he's going to go on the same flank we saw earlier. He gets 1, sees the misroll, gets a 2nd, now a 3rd. Icy, he uses the same exact flank that the Knights were able to use earlier to solidify a full team wipe and a defensive stand. 45 seconds to go on the hill, 230 to 263. They are looking to try to take the lead right back here and maybe even go forward in this map number 1 and take a map lead on the Knights. But this map will not end on this hill come hell or high water. Another 4-man full send from the Knights coming at you hot, coming at you live. Can the boys from Rise shut it down? They can't convert any of those kills. They all get wiped away. Full 4-man wipe. Icy. Everybody else has to go off to the respawn.
Everybody trying to make this quick rotation. Rise has narrowed the gap yet again, but this is the same hill where Rise were set up first. PK wasted no time overthrowing. The cross is there in the back line. Nobody's cleaning up the eliminations for Rise just yet. It's all downs, but finally, those are going to be picked up. Raver even having a team kill with that frag grenade as he's trying to hold that top position. He's at least going to find one. Live to tell the tale, but Icy still possesses that angle towards the backside. He's going to try to anchor it down. Pittsburgh Knights 4 up on one side of the map, 16 seconds before they win map number 1. They want to at least contest this, force Rise to make a big play. Rushiez, he changes positioning. He's going to be shot down. A flank coming through. Monkyz sees it. He's going to aggress forward, down in elimination onto Avexys. Rushiez going to drop. Icy does it again. Icy gets 2. He's not able to keep it going though. DeToX narrows it down to a 1v1 situation versus Raver, and it's going to be a big one. That Raver comes out on top, and the time ticks. Tick, 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 Colin.
They are down to just 7 seconds left. Rise has to fly into the hill. They got to try to get there quicker, sooner rather than later. 2 to 3 players just outside. They're going to get the neutralization for a moment. Raver was trying to be the first line of defense, but nobody's giving him the shot here. Nobody's giving him the ability to come up into that hill as Raver has to back off momentarily. But look at that little angle, just sliding snub shots to the right-hand side of that cubby. Icy, he has to continue to back off. This is a full neutralization. All 8 players within about a 10-yard spread. This is going to be one final team fight for either team, really. There's not enough time for Rise to win on this hill, but there is enough time for the Knights, so the pressure is completely and solely on the side of Rise.
He's got to push forward.
They got to go out. They got to take their numbers toward that side of the map. They got to try to get these kills. Dezo will have the flank here. 2 pellets connect for the down. Now it looks like the last 2 players from Rise. They fly into the hill. They got to win a 3v2 here. Dezo, 1 big down. Icy, Rushiez, trade revives, but it's all down to Icy. Can he live long enough for the teammates to get there? No, he cannot. 300 has been accumulated. Pittsburgh Knights, they win map number 1, and they continue a march toward grand finals.
I know I compare him to John Cena for fun, but they really won't die. They won't go down. Keep the references alive for wrestling. I'm just going to bring up The Undertaker as well. I just heard the gong as the weekend started, and the Pittsburgh Knights of old have returned. Rise did a good job. 2 hills, 97-7. But that's it. That's where the good job kind of ended. That's where they ran out of gas. They still had enough left in the tank to keep on going to try to finish this map. 97-68, 113-110. Pittsburgh Knights hot on their heels. And then from that moment forward, when they took the lead at 139-141, open season. Open season. They shut them out at hill, 145-200. And then from there, they cannot be caught.
It looked like they did exactly what you were saying. It was like you were a coach in the comms. You said all I got to do is go forward. They had a 3v2 right there. They take care of business. They get the downs. They get the kills. And then they have to turn around and win a secondary 3v2 because of the fact that they only lost 1 player to the 2 of Rises. It was just beautiful final few moments by the Pittsburgh Knights to cap off a back-and-forth war in this map number 1. Ritual has always been one of the better maps for Control all season long. It never seems to disappoint. Even when a team starts to kind of mount up a great point lead, no point lead seems to be safe this weekend when the Knights are on the prowl, and we saw it right there yet again. Rise with an incredible, intense start to the map. End up dropping it anyway. We will go into execution, which I believe, honestly, has been a better type of game for the Knights all weekend long. And Rise, they didn't necessarily have a great showing on Tomb against the Pioneers. I mean, it was really just a dominant performance by Pioneers. I hate to cite that match, but do you see a lot of the same things coming forward? Do you see that the Knights will have the same kind of aggression, the same kind of potential to beat Rise in this map too?
I 100%. Execution has been the bread and butter from the Pittsburgh Knights. I think Raver has been heating up. I think the rest of the team has taken that as a sign that this is their moment. This is their chance to create history with the rest of the Latin American region. Like I said in that last matchup, it doesn't matter who you root for. As long as you're Latin American, you're standing up and just passionately cheering on your team. And on the side of Rise, I'm almost scared, and I'm almost going to bounce back a question at you. Do you think this is mental? Is this all a mental game that Rise is losing in their own heads?
No, I think this is, at the end of the day, this is a team in Rise that has not yet really, like, they were tested in the idea of Pro League. They had to play Pro League matches, but that basically gets your standing into your that gets you your standing in this major. It gets you where you go in pools. It allows you to stand up and fight back in these brackets. But I don't believe they ever got everybody's best shot. The only team that was getting that all season long was the Pioneers come hell or high water. I think the Pioneers got everybody's haymaker all season long, which is why they are battle tested. They are tougher than nails right now. They're tougher than a $2 steak, if I may say so. Whereas Rise, they got a lot of glorified wager lobbies. Everybody played fast, loose. They hung 10 against them. And it was one of those things where Rise took advantage of a lot of sloppy play for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They come out in this major. They have a great Friday, a better Saturday, but then they get swiftly wiped away by the Pioneers, and now they're getting the best absolute performance. This isn't a Pittsburgh Knight team that's coming off of respawn and just flying at them. This isn't a Pittsburgh Knight team that is playing this fast and loose. They're not playing this like it's just a couple bucks on the line here or there. This is tournament life. This is a whole bag. This is pride. This is what they play for at the end of the day, trying to bring a chip home. And I think that's the biggest differentiating factor. This is a test. This ain't even a test. This ain't even a midterm. This is your final exam type deal for Rise.
Yeah, and I know it's only been map number 1, but this is sometimes what you see from these Latin American teams when they drop down into the losers bracket. You had the Noble squad of old. You even had a former Pittsburgh Knights squad. You had Rebel make a run in the past. They just have a great feeling when their back is up against the wall, taking match after match after match. And I just hope that the Pittsburgh Knights, no matter what happens in this series, if they find themselves victorious, that they don't run out of gas. They don't run out of tricks up their sleeves, and they don't run out of that positive energy, the vibes. And I think it comes from this region. This region, we see a lot of slack when plays are when somebody misses a shot, somebody misses a drop, drop Dezo. People are saying things about Chaoz. This is a time for your region. I'm talking to you guys, the people. So no matter what happens in this matchup, positive things only in the chat. These guys are putting everything they have into this matchup, and they're doing it not only for themselves, but they're doing it for you all at home. And just like how all those casters talk about Mexico City land, they would love nothing more than to do it for you guys there. So I just want to see nothing but positive vibes from the Latin American community in chat.
I can't agree with you any more than what you just said. It's 100% on the nose. It's on the money. People need to be more supportive, especially at teams that are trying to make history, teams that are trying to cement themselves their own kind of legacy in a tournament style matchup like this. Rise in map number 2. They've got to have a comeback map. That's 4 maps in a row they lost. I think that might be almost as many maps as they lost in this entire tournament up until today. Okay. I mean, that's more maps that they probably lost more than in the past couple of weeks. They probably are not used to this feeling, especially if they haven't been scrimming. They were very quick to jump on Twitter with Twitter fingers all weekend long with how bad they were beating people up during Pro League, talking about how they weren't scrimming, how they weren't doing this, how they weren't doing that. Well, I hope your fingers didn't get tired from typing so much on Twitter, because you got a war on your hands. You got a team that's trying to beat you up right here. After they watch what happened to you against the Pioneers, they're trying to do the same thing. They're trying to mimic and mirror success against you. And if I'm Rise, that's the scariest part of this, is as good as you have been, you are now on the back foot of 4 straight maps that you've held an L on.
Yeah, and honestly, coming into this series, Pittsburgh Knights have shown, and we said it, their bread and butter on execution, many tricks up their sleeve. It doesn't matter what map it is on, specifically too, man. That has been a map that changed from torque bow play, a heavy aggressive meta up top. But the Pittsburgh Knights have forced teams into fighting down low for that torque bow, yet again, playing in towards their hand. But I will say, and I'm talking about Tomb, but now let's switch on over to Clocktower. It was Rise, specifically Rushiez, going down low with those frag grenades and finding opportunity after opportunity, double kill after double kill, going up against that Noble team who's proven to be an elite squad this season as well. So both of these teams, I think this is the perfect matchup on execution, and it's really going to show how long this series is. Obviously, if Pittsburgh Knights makes quick work, we might see a 3-0, but if Rise really does put up a fight and show that it's all part of the bigger picture in the process, we could see a 5-game series.
I hope we get to go that far. I hope we go to a 5-game series because that's going to be a very, very exciting map number 5 if we get to go all the way the distance in this one because already, look, Rise, if they find an answer, we're guaranteed a 4. If PK then find an answer back, we're still only guaranteed a 4. We got to get that 2-2 to go all the way to the map 5. I wonder what we'll see here on Clocktower because this is going to be a very big differential of how these teams like to play. We have seen a lot of different strategies this weekend, from the overload at the long shots all weekend long to players going on the flank for those frag grenades. We've seen so many different looks, even players going for the torque off rip. This will be a definitive map number 2 for the momentum of this map. Rolling out a spawn, this time the Knights, they're going to be on your Coalition of Ordered Government side. And Rise, they'll be playing from the Swarm side of things. Rushiez, quick pick onto those frags. He's going to throw them up. It looks like Pittsburgh Knights have already rotated across. Raver, he flew at Rushiez to get that kill, and no other kills come through, so it's a 4v3 in favor of the Knights right now.
Yeah, they were good in school. They definitely did their homework on this Rise squad. Raver just waiting the perfect amount of time to catch Rushiez slipping. And the shots, the way they're just taking these shots and bouncing off of those covers, knowing that Dezo has a free flank, forcing out those chain revives, and PK yet again. The Knights set the tone and the pace. And I thought I was going to see Raver versus Rushiez down low. I second-guessed myself for a moment, but I love it.
Round number 1 going into the favor of the Knights. Another round in the books for the Knights. They are continuing their campaign here, just trying their best to get fights to go their way. Rushiez last time with that quick pick onto those frags doesn't get anything and actually gets flown at underneath by Raver. Dezo has taken up position inside of the prison. They're going to push across over to the snipe. They have somebody to his left. Dezo trying to look, but it looks like Raver down low has actually lost a fight. Monkyz flies in to try to be the hero, but there it is. He's going to go down as well. It is a 2-2 on the map right now. Rushiez, both frag grenades out, neither of them connecting with anything, but Dezo,
oh my God,
he'll connect with a headshot. 1 more to go. 2v1. Knights looking to make it a 2-0 lead. Double bounce from Rushiez, won't find one. And now he's going to back out. He's got to reset. Rushiez looking to find somebody to pick off. He's trying to find that solo push here. It's a couple of pellets right there. Now he's going to push up onto that back pillar. Dezo will join the fight here. They have Rushiez backed up to the backside of that pillar.
Oh, they want
it. And it looks like they're going to reset here. They are playing this slow and low is the tempo. They want this dub. They didn't give Rushiez any room for error on their side, and they win back-to-back rounds.
That was absolutely perfect yet again. As soon as I see those players back out of that position little by little, even though they already had an advantageous positioning, they realize the overtime hill is going to be up top. Let's back up. He has to come into us. We have a sniper. We have some crosses. They're not giving any inches. And before I hand this off to you, Colin, just for my own sake, overtime hill between the cars down low.
Go up top. Another 3v4 for just a moment. Raver will be pushing for those nades. Actually, Raver's going for a full flank right now, and it looks like Rise has called that out. They're going to push straight across the map. They've already got 2 down and dead. Raver trying to catch up. He gets 1 down. He's got that kill. Now he's got 2 more to worry about. Is the Rise boys have picked up at least 1 other death here. It's a 2v1, and they're going to back out. They're going to go full Lancer strat as well and see what they can do in this situation as they have a definitive advantage. Same thing we saw last round. I think for a second, I almost thought Raver might go for that secondary utility, try to pick up that flash, but instead he backs up here. He's going to stay at the bottom of that stairwell. You see the long shot in the hands of Rushiez. DeToX with the Nasher out.
Middle card down low. Didn't even go for those frag grenades, so kind of already splitting weapons. One has the sniper, one has the frags. I hope they play this just as safe and just as careful as PK did last round. Don't give up any inches. Wait for overtime hill. Force Raver to come to you instead of giving 2 separate and individual fights. You got to know that he has a flash grenade as well. So be ready for anything at this moment. Uh-oh.
There's the pickup on the utility, I believe, by Raver. So he's going to look to try to get a stun and a push out. He's going to try to roadie straight for just a moment. He's going to get his health back here. Long shot was waiting for the body shot to take him down. Not going to be able to get anything in that situation. Rushiez reloads. Sees Raver directly in front of him. 20 seconds to go in this situation before that overtime hill will spawn. Raver may be looking to try to pop some shots on a DeToX, make him think twice about pulling out to try to take that fight. 10 seconds before that overtime hill spawns. This is where things are going to get interesting. Raver He has to basically know exactly where he's going to throw that flash. He has to throw it perfectly. He's going to throw it directly at the hill and one to the right. He doesn't get the stun there. One nade comes out. Rushiez and DeToX both pull their crossing weapons. They get the down. There's the quick kill. Finally, an answer from Rise. They win round number 3 here in execution.
Yeah, I like that frag grenade tossed by DeToX. It wasn't necessarily about getting the elimination there. It was about neutralizing both of those utility grenades that Raver threw. He can't advance through the frag grenade and play onto that stun at the same time. So it's, again, using their numbers. Both of these teams want it. They want it bad. 2-1, though. The Pittsburgh Knights still lead in this map. Overall lead in the series 1-0, as well as Rise and Rushiez still playing into that down low strategy. Frag grenades going out. The marks are in. I don't even know if that one's where he wanted it, but no elimination going to be picked up. Dezo gets the sniper, but goes down. He goes down, but not able to do anything as nobody picks it up. The revives are there, coming down to a 2v2. Does Rushiez still have nades? No, he does not. So sniper in the hands of the Pittsburgh Knights, and that's going to be a massive advantage.
Dezo looking for the body shot. Won't be able to find anything there. Now trying to find another player to just try to tag up. Continue to make Rise think twice before they make their next move. Dezo will rotate down here. That player's right around the cubby. It's like he didn't get the intel correct there. He rotates around. He gets a attempted shot, but does not get the body shot so that he can't even get the down. But there's the Lancer trying to get that down. There's the big chunk as he goes for the revive. Icy goes down behind the pillar. And there's the pickup. 3-1 Knights. 3 rounds away from a 2-0 lead here in our losers finals. Rise, they cannot find the correct answer. It has only been 1 round for them, and only one thing has gone their way. They get some trades, but they just can't seem to make the secondary decision correct.
Always one small step behind this squad of the Pittsburgh Knights, and that's what they've been doing to a lot of teams, taking them over, taking them by surprise. We've kind of talking about just a few bad matches away from having to fight for their spot back in Pro League, let alone making it here all the way to the losers finals. Neither team really wanted to push into the download portions of the map yet, but it's going to be PK who are trying to make a mad dash, picking up that sniper into the hands of Dezo. Not enough damage to get the down, so they'll be able to escape. But you see the quick rotation from Rise. They don't want to give up the sniper and both of those frag grenades, so they're trying to beat him to the punch. Oh.
Ooh, Dezo looking for that shot right there. I mean, that could have been close as the hair on your chinny chin chin, but he doesn't get the shot off. He doesn't get the chance to take that kill. He sees the frags are still down there. Shot her over the top. It was like he came back and it was a horror movie. Avexys was waiting there with a Johnny just ready to go to his body. Dezo shot over the top. Won't be able to get that on. Now we see everybody matched over.
Paciencia.
Whatever Jacob is saying, I agree.
He just needs to have patience, Colin.
Oh, okay.
He's just kind of slinging those shots out.
I'm with you, baby.
He had a headshot possibility. Line it up with your teammates onto the host spot. Get the damage, but they spotted Monkyz out down low. They try to 3v1 him, but Dezo and I, the all-seeing eye from up top, watching over his shoulder like a guardian angel, making sure he cannot take any damage. But again, Rushiez at the body shot. Be as patient as possible. Frag grenades. Dezo can escape. He has to roll forward. Raver gets taken down. 3v4, and Dezo going to fall as well. 2v4 is going to continue. Chaoz all the way across from his teammates. He's not going to get any help. It's going to be off to Monkyz, and he has no chance if you ask Vince McMahon.
That was a fantastic round by Rise there. They really played it patient. They allowed the Knights to kind of have free reign over where they wanted to move, but then they allowed the Knights to make the first mistake after picking up those frags. Compounding a couple of kills there gets them exactly the situation they want to be in. So now we are going to fly off a spawn here, round number 5. It's got to be round 6. Got to be round 6. 3-2. It's got to be 3-2. Round number 6 here. Smoke's out. Nobody's going to be able to match up there in the middle.
I just want
No, I was going to let you take it. I was going to let you take it. Icy was going to go to the Lancer.
I didn't want to give away his position. Icy had a beautiful flank. I didn't want to distract him.
I forgot you're in the comms. They listened to you last map. They might be listening to you this map. I forgot, baby. I forgot. 1 nade out from Icy. He's going to see Raver. Back A's out from Raver. He gets a ton of damage, and then the misroll from Icy will find him down and dead. But Icy held on to the nade from the grave, baby. He said, I'm taking you with me if I'm going down. Chaoz trying to line up a headshot. Won't be able to even find the body on that one. It's going to be a 3v3 here to settle this one out. Rise looking to tie it up Knights looking to go back up by double.
That would have been a good opportunity for Pittsburgh to push Rushiez in this 2v1 situation, but he shot out a hammer, a sledgehammer, to back up both players as PK reunites all onto one side. The only thing here is that allows Rise to kind of push up and take all of this real estate right back. And I don't want to say this is a good play, but I have no idea where the overtime hill is at. I'll be honest with you. I only trust Colin. Where we at?
Top car middle. Top car middle.
Okay. Good setup for the future, especially with Monkyz going wide as possible, grabbing that twerk. But with him wide, PK is going to be under attack, but Rushiez gets taken out. That's a torque bow headshot from Monkyz. Chaoz begins to get aggressive. Back-to-back torque bow from Monkyz to make PK go up 4-2.
Beautiful job there by the Knights. They double up the scoreline yet again here in the round count, 4-2. Raver, the only player to drop off for his squad. Avexys right now really struggling. No kills to his name. Decent amount of assists, though, so he is trying to help his teammates out. Rotating around the squad, but he needs to get a little loose here. Try to help out as we come to the top side of the map. One player, I believe it's Raver, already going inside of the frag grenades. Avexys trying to find damage onto him as well. I believe Raver just tagged up slightly. Not enough to really be in danger. Here comes all the flash grenades up top. Raver will pick up those nades. He hasn't gone for a throw just yet. He is still stacked up down low. Icy is continuing to keep him in check. Big body shot over the top of the cover onto Monkyz by Avexys. Down to 47%. Monkyz will have to wait for some of his health to start regenning before he can stand back up. He doesn't want to go down. Put his team into a frantic mode here. 3v3 up top. 1v1 down low still. Raver pulls the frag grenade, looking to try to get this throw off. He rotates over to the pillar. Here comes the throws. It's going to force Rushiez back, maybe. First one comes out. Barely blows up onto the top side of that planter. Monkyz will get tagged up just a hair. We are still basically in a standstill. This is a stalemate if I've ever seen one, Jacob. Raver's kind of trapped out in jail. Monkyz, he keeps trying to tag up Icy, but nobody can take any real advantage over the middle of the map.
Wasted frags, wasted opportunities. As soon as Icy went out wide, I feel like Raver should try to get out with those frag grenades. They're kind of checking each other. It looks like Raver's trying to go for a flank during all this destruction. He actually goes into spawn. Everybody's distraction. Trades going through. Monkyz, DeToX, both of them are going to fall. DeToX, everybody's trying to push in on towards Raver. He lands a good shot. That's going to allow him to escape. He knows his teammates are on the flank. Dezo's going to fall. Everybody from Rise turns. A double down goes through. PK find a way to survive again. 5-2, map number 2. They have control.
One round away from a 2-0 lead for the Pittsburgh Knights in this matchup. Let's go to the replay. Raver, he's got everybody distracted. As long as he's hitting shots, putting out damage, and staying alive, he is doing his job long enough for his teammates to rotate into the fight and put out just enough damage for a double down, quick picks, meat shields out. 1 round away. Rise officially has to be perfect for 4 rounds in a row to win map number 2. Smoke will come out from Dezo. They're going to match him up here. Rushiez will push straight across the top. Decently aggressive here, getting downs back and forth. Not being able to solidify a kill, though. Full spread will only put out the damage. Icy maybe goes for the wrap, but gets killed as well. All said and done. All dust is settled. Pittsburgh Knights, 3 rounds in a row to finish out map number 2. And Jacob, they are up 2-0 over Rise. We will be going into a map 3, Escalation, for a chance for the Knights to continue their reign of terror from losers bracket to try to fight back in the grand finals. Can they do it? Find out right after this.
We are back. 6-3. Rise goes down. PK reigns supreme yet again, and the storyline continues. No matter who makes it out of this one alive, history will be made at the end of the day. The Pioneers sit pretty in the grand finals, trying to cement their legacy. Rise is trying to win the first championship for their banner and bring it home for Affinity, one of the long-lasting OGs in the game. And then you have Pittsburgh Knights with all the pressure of an entire region. So much history to be made there with this team if they can not only take this matchup, but take the entirety of the event. And honestly, that's why I keep talking about the support, the chat. Everybody in the region right now, Colin, needs to be giving the support to PK. But if you're not in that region, if you're in NA, that's where you need to be swinging and hoping Rise takes it.
Hey, I got to ask you, Jacob, if the Knights find a way to make it in the grand finals and then, we find ourselves in a final map 9 or whatever, is somebody going to have to check Bertucci? Is somebody going to have to do a wellness check on him? We got to see if he's all right.
Did you see the clip after the lab when PK won? I wanted to be there so bad. I would have sold the house.
Hey, I would be honest with you right now. Man, runs like these, the Monumental, I can feel that electricity all the way here in Virginia, all the way in the backwoods, baby. I can feel it here. The Knights are trying to make something special happen, and they've got a special kind of sauce and an even better kind of magic as they find themselves up 2-0 over the side of Rise. We're going to Vasgar. We just saw Rise have an incredible struggle on this map. They threw not just the kitchen sink at the Pioneers. They threw a strat that worked wonders against them last time. Pioneers didn't fall for it. Did not let it phase them one bit. Didn't even slow them down. They just kept swinging, kept putting people on the back foot. I'm really worried for Rise in this map. You do not want to whimper out of this tournament 0-6.
Man, that's a tough one because that's how your championship Sunday went. You might have had some warm-up scrims that didn't absolutely matter, but Colin, you gave me a challenge. Just like everybody's giving Rise a challenge and a chance to stand up to the PK. You gave me a challenge. You said I couldn't do 100 push-ups. You offered me $1 per push-up. Yeah. During this commercial break, I'm ready to cash in.
What commercial break? Oh, 2?
Man, look at me go. I could not be stopped. This is Raver. This is Raver right now. This is PK. This is Monkyz. This is easy work, Colin. I can't be stopped. I'm on fire. Look at me go. Look at me go. 100. Please, I'll send you my PayPal. I'll send you my PayPal.
I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word. If you could look me in the face, if you could look me in my face and honestly say that you did 100 push-ups, I will send you 100 right here, right now. Go ahead.
And God, it's not your face.
Send it.
100 push-ups. Your face is down there. I did 100 push-ups. Where's reflection?
No. Hold on. I got you. I got you. Hold on, Jacob. Hold on. I got you. Let's go to the A's real quick for Mr. There we go. Let's hold on.
My God.
Let's FaceTime. Let's FaceTime Jacob. Let's FaceTime Jacob real quick.
Oh my God.
Hold on. You think I'm lying? Let's see if fakes get exposed out here. Let's see if fakes get exposed. Jacob, look at me. Look at me in the face.
What's up?
Did you? No. Don't be looking there. Look right here.
I did 100 push-ups, Colin.
Yeah, you lying.
I did 100 push-ups.
That's what I thought. He lying right now. He lying to me. He lying to you. I knew he's better at editing than that. I knew he was too good at editing. I said he's a hell of a lot smarter than I am. I don't know how he did it, but god dang it, he did it.
Man, I'm just saying Reflections. I don't even know if Reflections been doing his predictions. He's trying to take the chain, Colin. He's trying to take the chain.
You want me to FaceTime him next?
You want me to FaceTime him next?
See if he lying. You want me to FaceTime him next? See if he lying? I will. I put him on blast right here too. Fakes get exposed out here.
Oh God, everybody's just getting exposed, and the only team right now that can stop the exposure is Rise themselves because they're still in this. They're only down 2-0. The lights may be dim, but the power is definitely still on. They just need to pay the bill and get things going again.
Hey, man, sometimes you ain't even got to pay the bill. Sometimes you just got to put it in your mama name, get it turned back on for a few weeks. Sometimes that works, all right, before they figure out you just changing out who out the owner is of the account. Sometimes things like that work, baby. You got to slide by sometimes. Right now, Rise needs to find a way to slide by. They got to find a little bit of momentum here in Map 3 as we wait for these players to start the game for us. There's a chance that we will get to see one of the greatest comebacks in history if Rise can win 3 straight maps, or will the Knights be able to shut them down? I mean, that's the big thing for, what'd you just realize? Did you realize you could do 100 push-ups or something?
I mean, I already knew that. That's old news. That's why I keep looking at reflections. I tell you, I'm waiting. I'm going to get in that studio. We're going to have a challenge. That's all that needs to be said there. But I just realized, no matter what happens for the rest of the entirety of this event, there's history to be made. Rise comebacks, one of the biggest comebacks in the history of Losers Finals Gears Esports. Pittsburgh Knights continue on. Hopefully they have their history chance in the finals against the Pioneers. Pioneers wins. They create their own history and continue on their legacy. We're in a great time for Gears Esports. History all around.
That's right. You stand in the middle of the Pantheon and you are surrounded by the lords of this game. And one of the things that you can do is stand in awe and be appreciative of the show that they put on for you each and every time that they roll out a spawn. We are loading into Vasgar finally. It's going to be a good one. I'm curious to see, once again, we've seen Vasgar play very differently today than we have most of this season. It hasn't been the horse track. It has been set down, set up, and make your opponent make a better play than you.
That sniper middle, though. I'm still laughing at that sniper middle. I wanted to see a weapon down so bad in middle. I just don't think sniper's big enough. It needs to be a drop shot, a boom shot, something that can change the fight from down low. Instantly using it. That's too big of a risk. I don't think sniper's going to be it. And honestly, I don't think we're going to see anything middle this time around. If we're going to have a big power weapon down, it is going to be towards the tank. But for Rise, they need to turn themselves into tanks here. 100 push-ups, boys.
DeToX will be headed over here with all 4 members of Rise to this side of the map. They're going to be bounded up right here outside of the window. Flashes out. Monkyz is going to try to answer back with a stun of his own. They're going to be pushing up. Second stun comes out. They're going to be getting shots on, trying to get this first down. DeToX will pull up onto that box. He gets down, but then immediately Monkyz answers with a check and a shot. Dezo, he's going to get down in the corner. Chaoz, it took him a while to run across the map, but he gets there finally over to the A-Hill. He's going to go for a decap here, but he might get caught out. One player coming off a spawn, 3 coming back to try to cross him out. This is going to be curious what the Knights decide to do with this retake.
Ooh, he's buying some extra time. A few extra seconds never hurt anybody. That was enough of a distraction. Avexys goes down, but Rushiez trying to cement himself and the comeback from Rise as DeToX helps him out. Helping hand ever hurt anybody. Monkyz trying to stay alive. Fight them off of the hill as far away as possible, but Rise is still barreling 3 members down, trying to overtake it and get themselves a second home.
DeToX will hop back over to the cover. They've got 3 players playing at C over here, 1 player playing back toward A. They're actually going to switch out their forces. They're going to bring Avexys into the fight at C. Put Rushiez over at A. Rushiez will have 2 players start to push him from the Pittsburgh Knights. Now they're going to bring a 2v2 out here. Avexys will back up. He's going to try to help out Rushy. Oh, Rushy actually was getting tagged up from Monkyz across the map. They're leaving Monkyz there simply to try to get across all the way across their stairwell so nobody can use that as an angle to take out the players from the Knights. But now the Knights are getting squished here. 1 player at the bottom of the stairs, 2 players at the top, another down comes through. Rushy flies at 1, gets the second, tries to get the third, but gets shut down by Raver. Raver, 1, 2, 3. Oh, baby, can't you see? He's absolutely unstoppable today.
MC Conlon back at you again, and Raver, you almost live or die by the sword here as Monkyz heats up as well, down onto DeToX, staggering him out. Triple cap domination for a second. That was just a few seconds there as everybody disperses off of the hill. Pittsburgh Knights, they know they need teamwork to make this dream come true. Monkyz, 2 players forcing this fight. He has reinforcements on the way, and he has the damage lead. Great stun to slow some players down, but the numbers are there for PK. Icy goes down. Rushiez takes down Raver. How much more can he do here in this situation? And that answer is given rather quickly as he gets shut down. Second hill over to the Pittsburgh Knights, but that's not going to take them long. They realize they still have to stop this comeback potential from Knights. They have to go ahead and decap that second hill and possibly make it their own.
Now we see Avexys. He's going to go down right here at the C hill. Looks like they're going to be able to get right up onto him with a respawn. Beautiful Lancer fire. He's going to get a couple of downs. Raver accidentally rolls forward, but he still comes away with the back A. Up over 200 points. They need decaps everywhere to try to come back into this. They're on A. They're on C. No points going over to Rise. Avexys and Icy. They're going to get pinched out here. Both players having to fight back against the downs. Icy will come away with 1. C hill getting capped up, and that's enough time. That was enough distraction. That was just enough. It took 3 goddamn minutes to get there, boys, but PK to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Knights, they are not slowing down. They are driving straight down the highway, boys.
They're in Pittsburgh. You think they're hitting up Metro Esports? I feel like they're hitting up Metro Esports just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I love you, and I probably shouldn't say this, but if they're in Pittsburgh, they're probably using all three of the rivers to wash these teams out. I'm telling you right now.
Oh
Hey,
I feel
come on
like
now.
even though it's the tri-state, because that's where everybody lives, Pittsburgh's got to be the heart of Gears. Shout out Hyperstation Captain Barbosa. And hopefully the heart of Gears can be taken by Rise as they need to begin to show some heart in this map. Yeah, they absolutely need to start showing some life here because this is map number 3. They're down 2-0, down 1-0 in rounds. And after that long first round, that's still something that can deflate a team like Rise.
Big stalemate here. 3v3 on the B side of the map. 1v1 over at the C Hill. We take this nice, beautiful, scenic route. I mean, that is reminiscent of a guy named the Cleaner HD. Those big scenic shots. I know Waldo will probably be pulling what's left of his hair out right about now because we're not watching the action. But Rushiez, he'll get the double up A there on the Raver to get the kill. And now Rushiez will have the decap at A. And he's actually going to get the call out that Chaoz is trying to go on a big flank. He's going to get him pinched out. But Rushiez said, I'm going to try to maybe get the... Oh, he didn't get the decap. Couldn't get it.
Yeah, that lack of the decap, though, is going to save probably about 7 seconds there for Pittsburgh Knights to save an extra man as well because they would have had to stop to cap it. Now he's pressing forward. Dezo gets it down. I'm not sure the possibility of him being able to clean that one up, but Flash is in towards the spawn. Rushiez unable to get the revive. They push through, and they know that Raver is on the flank to go ahead and decap that hill as well. Icy goes down. Chaoz continues to do work as a solo on one side of the map. DeToX is trying to stretch through, but there's only a certain amount of time that DeToX has here, so he has to figure out a way to buy more.
DeToX up top of the A hill. He's seeing 2 players from the Knights start to barrel down on him. The Rise will officially get their home hill back, but they got to make their way to the mid-neutral, or they got to try to help out DeToX. DeToX will go down over here at that mid-neutral, at the tank fight. Dezo backing up, playing defensively, trying to use his Lancer. Will go down to Rushiez. Icy in the hill, already going for the decap. This is what Rise needs, is they will continue to mount up a point lead in this situation and be able to take the lead and try to tie it up 1-1 here. That is a big differentiating factor. You don't want to go down 2-0. You don't want to continue to give rounds away over to the side of the Knights. And with all these extra kills coming through, if you can get that melee, there you go. Hit him with a pistol whip, put him down out of his misery. One more player to worry about. Triple cap domination ticking through. It will get stopped by Dezo, I believe, over at the B hill, but I'm curious what their call is now. How do you come back into this round?
I'm just trying to see the time. Did they get it in time? No, they're literally not even a full second off. This decap, and if they get 2, that's going to allow them to come back, but actually know that decap is going to be a thorn in the side, so now they need a triple neutralization. Starts with Rushiez getting picked off. If Icy doesn't watch his back, he's going to be next. He's going to fall. The possibility of Pittsburgh Knights taking this round away is absolutely massive. Dezo trying to stay alive. His team is beginning to push forward. Triple cap domination. You hear the audio cue going out. 2 players are trying to siege that neutral hill. Raver forced to back off. That neutral hill will not change hands. It won't change hands. Monkyz and Chaoz do it. They win that side of the map, so it doesn't matter. Raver loses this one, but they're still racking up the score from 2. So it's up to Chaoz versus Rushiez. And Rushiez doesn't have time on his side. He has to go. He has to at least start the decap from coming through. A team flash. That's going to stun Rushiez. A double kill from Chaoz again. The round from PK will be stolen from Rise, but no, the neutral hill's decap. Rise, take it right back.
It took some absolute heroics opposite side of the map over at the B hill to be able to shut this round down. You said Rushiez had to sacrifice himself for that decap. He did just that. Meanwhile, Avexys had to go big, get the down, get the kill, get the B hill, and he did just that. It took everything possible in their ability to win that round and tie it up 1-1. It is taking a Herculean effort just to fight back against this Pittsburgh Knights team.
What is this? Rise wants a double hill setup. I believe Chaoz was the one that kind of spotted that one out. And nobody rotate on that side of the map. Staying to fight the 4v3. They win this fight, it will be a triple cap domination. They get first blood as well, so they have neutralized that man advantage and put it into their own hands. The decap onto the home hill is coming through. Avexys fall. A big team victory victory for the Knights, and that triple cap domination will be secured.
You ever seen anybody ever put all their eggs in one basket and then drop that basket on the side of a hill, and then it rolls down about 400 feet into a boulder, and then finally into a buzzsaw that's behind the boulder, and right behind that buzzsaw that's behind the boulder, they find an inferno inside of a tower?
I want to say no, but I think I just saw that.
That's what we just saw. That's what we just witnessed right there. That's what we just witnessed.
Everything that they had. That's why you're in Vegas. You put the house on the line and lose it. Now you got to figure out something.
Hey, yo. You don't want me. Don't ever put the house on the line. Come on now. Come on now.
Joke's on you. I got an apartment.
Boom! My man is smarter than the system right now. Big brain plays. Big brain plays coming out from Jacob MVPR. We are all tied up here in the start of this round, waiting for somebody to take over a second hill or decap the home hill. It looks like Rise will get the mid-neutral B. They might actually rotate straight over to A. I think Dezo is going to get the call out that multiple players are on their way to that A hill. They're going to bring one player back. They're going to play defense here. It's going to be two separate 2v2s on the map right now.
Smoke there. That's going to...
Dezo pulling back.
Say if Dezo wasn't marked, they would have to second guess being able to push up. And Avexys, even though he's landing one bullet at a time, that's going to do enough over time to force those players out of position. And that's why you see another player from the Pittsburgh Knights trying to rotate over. That's Chaoz going on the flank. He has a retro of his own. But Rise sniffed that from a mile away. Raver makes the play. I do believe that might have been the ball talk, and Icy goes down. They have one side of the map complete. They're going to break away, send Chaoz to decap that neutral, and send 3 members back to try to take this man advantage, which is immediately neutralized as Dezo gets taken down. Double kill from Rushiez as he has his eyes set forward.
I'm not going to lie to you, if players got special abilities, like if they were a hero class, Rushiez is called the one-hit quitter from Sneak. My man is better than anybody else. Sees you moving, sees you slip, and then just blows your brains out the back of your skull. My man is too goddamn good at them opening salvo kills right there. 2v2 over here at the A-Hill. DeToX and Rushiez. They're going to be pressed upon by 2 members of the Pittsburgh Knights that are rotating back off of respawn here. 2-1. Favor of the Knights. DeToX will go down. Now Rushiez will answer back with 1. Rushiez needing to make sure he stays alive for as long as possible. Will finally get taken out. 2v1 over at the B hill. Chaoz rolls right into the face of Icy and Avexys, but will get blown away there.
As long as it's the bare minimum, they don't even have to cap these hills, but at least keep that second one neutralized on the side of Rise. Keep them going on the racetrack that you call. Counterclockwise, clockwise rotations. You see both Icy and Avexys trying to push deep into the spawn of the Pittsburgh Knights. Spotted out Chaoz, picking up that retro, waiting for him to move off the spot before they go. 2 members still on the other side of the map. Somebody's going to need to rotate over sooner rather than later because they're going for that same flank fade they did just a few moments ago, and Rise did not see it coming. Yet again, Icy goes down. The eliminations as Raver and Chaoz pick up a few. Another one as DeToX goes down. They just fall for the bait yet again.
Go ahead, patch your stats real quick. Never mind, you're going to go down and get meat shielded out. Look, right now, the Knights are having fun with Rise. It's every time Rise wants to make a decision, the Knights change the question on them. I mean, they came in here saying this was going to be, you know, social studies, and the test they handed out is nothing but algebra. And I don't know much about sines or cosines, but I'm on a tangent, and I'm really willing to die on this hill. I'll tell you that much.
I'm glad you said algebra and not geometry. I love algebra. Algebra makes sense. Don't give me a shape. I'm not trying to build anything.
I ain't never been good at math. So I just, any kind of math and I are like, it's like oil and water.
Calculators are for, you know?
You know, did you ever laugh at did any of your teachers growing up ever tell you that you wouldn't have a calculator in your pocket, now every time you pull out your phone, you giggle?
No, because even when I had a phone, I still used the calculator.
Okay, never mind then. I see you, big dog. You're just too smart for the system. Icy will go down here in the early goings of this round. 3v3 answered back, though, as Dezo falls. Rushy trying to use that incendiary to buy himself some spacing, but he's going to get beat here back to the D hill. Goes for that up A. Won't be able to get the first one, but gets the back A right there, and a big chunk on the Chaoz. The home hill of the Knights is under siege by Rushiez. The longer he stays here, the better it's going to be for his squad, as they are going to be able to get this decap, maybe even go for another shot on. He gets 2v1, he gets taken out. Home-to-home stretch. The Knights are trying to enact it, but they've been stood up here. They have officially got to fight back against a full respawn team of Rise, and it looks like everybody from Rise has their utilities as well. Dezo being the only person holding on to a possible stun. He throws it out maybe a little early. Yeah. Here comes Monkyz. And look at the way this is. Oh, they rolled toward the center like they were going to roll right off, and they basically put themselves in a blender right there. Good gracious.
Yeah, Dezo going to try to stick in the spot. He knows he can't necessarily escape. So it's about hopefully trying to take out one, but he gets none. It's going to be all 4 members done and dusted from the Pittsburgh Knights as Rise look to close out this round with a triple cap domination. Monkyz just barreling through, doesn't even really get flashed. He's going to go ahead and reset it. There's still enough time. If the trades favor the Pittsburgh Knights, they can come back and rug this round like they did a few before, but the eliminations are beginning to set in. Monkyz is down. Last one standing is Chaoz, and he's going to drop, and Rise win their second round, the first one of the half.
3-2. Rise fighting back. They're looking to try to extend this one to at least a map number 4. And they need more performances like that where Rise was able to kind of stay together, shoot for one another, and allow themselves to take different shots, allow themselves different angles and kills to come through. They need to be able to continue to clean up kills on the Pittsburgh Knights as well. That has been a big thorn in their side for most of this map. A la Chaoz there in the first couple of rounds, a la Dezo in the middle of the map there, and right before the half switched over. Coming here to round number 6, excuse me. DeToX will be going to the top side of this tank fight. He's going to be looking to try to get maybe an angle down here. Retro and Incendiary in the hand of both teams. I like the Incendiary throw from the side of Rise. It blocks out the Knights from having that easy angle to cross people as they come into the tank, but the Incendiary back trapped DeToX, and you can see Dezo just kind of bouncing around, trying to make sure he doesn't walk into the flames. Avexys last alive over here at the tank. He's going to go down. Might be a triple cap domination, possibly threatened. The only player that's going to be off of spawn in time is going to be Icy. He's going to throw a flash long range, drop into the hill, but he'll go down immediately. Here comes DeToX. Gets another touch. He's going to get triple shotted. He's going to go down. He's going to be out. Rushiez will have 1 second to go, but he won't make it either. There's the tag and bag for good measure. 1 round away from the Pittsburgh Knights getting a 3-0 victory over Rise and going to meet the Pioneers in grand finals.
Get yourself 1 more round for Pittsburgh Knights continue on their journey of history in the making. The Insins out, shock grenades on one side, countered onto the other. Rise need to begin to step it up. They're heating up in the second half. They just need to push themselves to the limit. See the 2-2 split. 3 over for the Pittsburgh Knights. They're looking to overthrow this neutral sooner rather than later. Gain themselves an early lead and a big cushion.
I mean, you saw last round how spread out Rise was, and that's what ends up coming back to bite them and haunt them. Icy was all by himself at that F hill before he goes down. Avexys got DeToX got angled out after the Incendiary went down. They dropped the Incendiary this time at the stairs, I believe, to stop anybody from chasing him out. 2-1 hill advantage goes in favor of the Knights right now. Knights looking to try to get this to be a bit of a hard sell for anybody from Rise. Rise is going to try to put somebody back up into the position to try to maybe get that decap on AE. The Incendiary lands, but it doesn't get a kill there onto Rushiez. Rushiez just simply moves to the other side of the box.
See, they don't like it. Rise knows in order to get this decap, they have to risk a lot, possibly going down. They send Icy in the middle just to try to stretch out the defense here, and this gives Icy options. You're either going to go ahead and stay in the middle, draw a guy back from that setup, leaving it to a 2v2, or go ahead and commit to the flank, hoping to take a 2v1 for a hill on that side of the map. Either way, the choice is Icy, and it is up to Rise. They just don't have time on their side.
Not at all. You see the time ticking down, under a minute for a 3-0 victory for the Pittsburgh Knights here. They are going to be looking at multiple angles here as players try to push up now, trying to maybe get some damage onto these players from the Knights. Nobody from the Knights giving up the open shot here. Rise is going to have to win this fight. This is no longer about who can get more damage, who might be able to get that last touch on the E-hill. This is about just winning a brawl for all. Rushiez will go down. Icy's going to get caught out here. Lancer in hand, shot over the cover, a bunch of pellets, but no, he'll slide right in and get that kill. My God, though, we've reached over 200 points, and it's 30 seconds for a dub for the Knights. And Jacob, they are oh so close to shutting this down.
and they don't even have to continue to advance forward. That's why you see them about face and try to get out. They know Rise needs to go. Rushiez gets taken down. Avexys is gonna fall. DeToX fresh off the respawn. Him and Icy, it's all up to them with the world on their shoulders. Icy is pushing deep into the spawn. A flank onto DeToX. He's actually going in for the neutral, and they did it, Colin. They solidified all three. They solidified the scoreline, the final round, and the series to advance to our grand finals for a long-awaited rematch against the Pittsburgh Knights.
They will be going there. Hey, I was gonna save you, baby. You didn't have to come back in. I was gonna save you. Don't worry. I was gonna say the Pittsburgh Knights are looking for a long-awaited rematch. They want to go back up against the Pioneers. The Pioneers have been on top for a long time. All right. They have been undefeated in major tournaments for a long time. Mid-split playoffs included. The only E-days they lost, they had a sub. The Knights right now are on the precipice of history. First championship for a region. First championship for that organization. First championship for those boys, all four of them. Not a single one on the Knights right now has a ring or a chip. And they're going up against the bad boys on the block, the meanest muggers and the hardest hitters we have seen in quite some time. They're about to go up against the Pioneers. This is going to be a monumental grand finals. It is going to be something for the ages, for anybody to witness. But before we can get to that grand finals, we have got to break down what we just witnessed between the Knights and Rise, and the only people that can do that are our specialists over there on the analyst desk. Fallout, what do you got for us, buddy?
Thanks so much, Colin. Thank you, PR, for bringing that neat noise and bringing the action. What a 3-0. What a day. The exact opposite of everything we've seen all weekend. We saw nothing but 3-2s yesterday. It's going to be another 3-0. Rise is winless today, Ryan. Would you have ever predicted that?
No, I mean, coming into this tournament, they hadn't lost. Sorry, at the beginning of the tournament, they started their first day off like 9-0 in maps. Very, very strong Saturday. And I think today that's 3-0 and 3-0, right? So they go to the championship Sunday without a map win. Very, very surprised to see. Honestly, I thought that this team was looking very strong, but that momentum, man, this Pittsburgh Knights team, I keep saying it. Like I predicted against them, but they just refuse to go down. They just will not go away. This team is so resilient.
Resilient, relentless. They got gas in the tank, but they're going to be going up against the team that has all the energy in the world. You heard it in the Handles interview yesterday. We can go all day. It's the Kansas City Pioneers. That's going to be a tough one. But before we start to preview that, we got to break down this last matchup. Highlights are going to be coming up here in just a moment. Toby, talk me through what we saw.
An absolute slobber knocker of a performance. Let's be real. PK were just insane, right? They were just absolutely insane. And it all started here, of course, in this first map. And just looking at numbers for a second, statistically, Rushiez 5-19 on this map. DeToX 5-8. Meanwhile, everyone on the other side of PK, bar one player, was positive. And this is the thing, it was all just, as you can see in the highlights, it was just this slaying department. It's nothing too fancy from PK. Yeah, they might have made a few less mistakes than the side of Rise, but it was ultimately just being the better shotgunners at the end of the day, being the more clutch players in the moments when it mattered. And of course, occurred on Clocktower as well. You saw the usual strategies of incorporating the nades from down bottom, but even mid-map, we saw Rushiez and Icy switch position. They completely turned it around. Icy was like, hey, I'm going to take it down bottom now. This isn't working. They try that. It doesn't work either. So many times you had these crucial shotgun battles, just like now, where Rise are trapped in spawn, but they just can't seem to get it going. And it was so sad to see. Such a great job from Rise the rest of the weekend, but it's just PK that are just snuffing out that light, that flame. And Monkyz here in this last round. Check the kill feed. 3 kills right there. It was just a stunning performance from them.
And, you know, Toby, you summarized it really, really well. It's like Rise would be so close to putting a string together, but somehow Pittsburgh Knights would end up on top. And you saw it in the highlights right there on Clocktower. 3 members down, 2 members down of PK. They just revive chain. They get back up, and then they're winning those close quarter shotgun fights. They couldn't be stopped, and then in escalation, Rise put up a fight. But again, Pittsburgh Knights just outclassed them, outshotgunned them, outskilled them, outgunned them, everything. Rise, with an unfortunate exit from this tournament. They'll go home in 3rd place today. You obviously can't be too upset, but you got to say, hat off to Pittsburgh Knights. I mean, their grind all the way from the losers bracket. After losing to Rise 3-2 in the winners bracket, 3-0 in group stages, they get the last laugh. 3-0, they eliminate Rise from this tournament, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that was third place even in pool play, right? Keep in mind, this team opened the tournament losing to Team Queso, right? So this team has just had an upward trajectory since the moment that match ended. It's been incredible to watch, and now you just ask the question, how far can they go? They have one more step in front of them, and this series in general is just a testament to that, right? The first time these teams match up, Rise 3-0. The next time these teams match up, goes to tiebreaker, right? Now they match up for a third time, and it's the Knights that get the edge. So incredible stuff. Like I said, a very, very fun series to watch, as it always is with these two teams. Like I said, man, that momentum, you guys know in Gears, man, how much momentum can carry. This Knights team is playing on fire. It's a big reason why they won, man. You can just see the confidence oozing out of them in the fights.
Yeah, that's right. Ever since the very beginning of time in Gears of War, a team with momentum is hard to stop. It's a snowball that turns into an avalanche and ends up covering you completely. And that's what we're seeing from the Pittsburgh Knights right now. I mean, the amount of times we've seen teams come from the losers bracket, for those OGs, they remember the days of Gears 3, Hypefestation, Synergy doing that multiple times, and Gears 4, Optic Gaming doing it in Mexico City over Reciprocity or the Envy Squad. So many times we've seen teams that have just complete momentum and just cannot be stopped. And here's another example right now with the Pittsburgh Knights. The question is, can they finish the job? Can they do what is so difficult to do that only a few teams have really completely cemented? I mentioned Synergy. I mentioned Optic. Can they beat a red-hot Kansas City Pioneers down 1-0 in a best-of-9 series? Toby, do you think it's possible?
That's the golden question, right? And so many fans, casters, analysts alike doubted PK this weekend. But this for me personally, I'm not sure if you agree after what we just saw, even with the 3-0 against Rise, I just don't think it's possible. It's in the same way that many people betted against Optic back on Gears 4 when you see an up-and-comer looking really, really hot. Yes, they have a loser's bracket run, but it's just that Titan at the end of the day is so massive that it just seems like an impossible task. And from all that we've seen from KCP this weekend, they're as good as ever. That nothing has phased them. They haven't even needed to go into overdrive yet today and come back with the clutch factor, have they? They've just been on an absolute steamroll. And honestly, I think that's going to continue. But I wish PK all the best of luck, because clearly they're having a fantastic day and turned around an amazing event for them.
Yeah, absolutely. KCP is looking great. On the flip side, I want to give one last kind of thought, one last question about Rise. Ryan, what does the future for Rise hold in your eyes? I mean, a third place finish is certainly disappointing for them. Icy's future kind of unknown. What are your thoughts on how Rise moves forward?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, you've seen Icy kind of go back and forth whether or not he wants to keep competing. We don't really know where that stands. This is one of the teams that has been together for quite some time. It's one of those teams that, keep in mind, still got first place in the Pro League, right? So this is a team that still can be and is a very successful roster. So I'm not quite sure what to expect. I don't really think we'll see a full breakup or anything like that. Maybe a roster change. Who knows? Maybe they just continue to move forward together and do what they do, right? Those are always the best stories, right? The teams that stick together and then end up finding that success after more and more hard work. I'm not really sure what the answer is, honestly. I do hope they stay together. I think this roster is very, very strong. I think it's very talented. I want a player like Avexys to get his first championship. I think he really does deserve one, but this just wasn't their weekend, man. We put the graphic up in the beginning. We asked the question, is it their time to shine? Is this the one? Unfortunately, it wasn't.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, again, can't be too upset. I mean, they looked really, really strong throughout the majority of the tournament, throughout the Pro League. They put on a show, and ultimately a third-place finish behind Kansas City, who's been great. Pittsburgh Knights, who are just on fire right now. There's nothing to hang your hat on. So, again, congratulations to Rise. I just want to do a little speculation. I don't want to throw anything crazy out there, but I wonder what it would take for an American team to be better than KCP. And, is it the best of United and the best of Rise merge? I don't want to, get to any type of roster mania going on necessarily too soon, but nonetheless, I'm excited to see what these teams will do and who can stop this Kansas City Pioneers dynasty. Is it the Pittsburgh Knights? That's the question. And guess what? We actually do have an opportunity to get some insights directly from them, as we got Jacob, MVPR, live with an interview. Going over to Jacob.
All right, I'm joined here with Chaoz, coming off of history in the making, a massive victory over Rise 3-0. And Chaoz, you said something to me while we were setting up this interview. You haven't played a competitive event in over a year. So I got to ask you, how does it feel to be back?
It feels great, Back here, back in grand finals again. It's exciting. We're excited,
Yeah, you guys had a rough season, to say the least, a split of inconsistencies. Do you have anything that you can pinpoint that kind of had your guys' resurgence in this major event? Because you guys look like a totally different beast, like you guys can do no wrong.
Okay, so we were playing really sloppy at first. When the league started, I was trying to get my things right, sense, everything. I started even playing with single stick. It was kind of wild, you know? So then, I don't know what happened Saturday. Like, we just clicked. And basically, it was Friday. Like, we stuck around, the whole team. We talked about it, what we did wrong Friday. We saw a couple of videos. And then Saturday came, and we were a whole different team.
All right, that's actually good game planning, adapting on the fly. You guys did a lot of practice to get to this point, and now it's just about playing your opponents in front of you. And I gotta ask, you guys have played and went through an immense amount of pressure to get to this point. And Latin America as a whole, the entirety of the region, no matter what team it is, has yet to win that big championship. So I gotta ask you, is there any added pressure knowing you not only have to go up against a Pioneer squad who's trying to cement their legacy, but trying to win the big one for an entire region?
I don't think there's pressure for us. Like, we're just excited to be here. Like, we didn't expect to be like grand finals. Like, what did people think we were gonna be here? Like, no, people kind of us off. Like, what the hell? Like, they saying that Chaoz sucks or whatever. Like, come on, like.
They don't know. They don't know the history. They don't know the legacy that you're building.
Like, they actually don't know. Like, we want this so fucking bad. I'm sorry for the fucking veneer.
Hey, I mean, you're feeling it. That's the passion flowing through you. So, I mean, I'm just going to give you a chance as we, close out this interview. I want to give you some time to prepare for the grand finals, the biggest moment of them all. So you can go ahead and say this next part in Spanish. Do you have any special words for your supporters, your family back home, the entirety of the region that's supporting you?
Gracias a todos los que nos apoyan, de verdad. Gracias por todo el cariño y todas las palabras buenas y bonitas. Y a los haters, pues gracias también, porque ustedes nos motivan, de verdad. ¿Verdad? Me dan una motivación cabrona. Gracias.
You guys heard it from the man himself. We want to give him time. So he's about to go to war as we get ready in our next match underway. Picks and bans. Our analyst desk is going to have a show with this one. But before we can get there, we got to go to a quick commercial break.